Prince Harry entered the highly dramatic court hearing with an attitude that left both the media and even his closest associates speechless. Tensions escalated to a breaking point when the prince's icy gaze collided with a harsh reality. The illusion of royal status seemed never to have faded. Instead, it appeared to erupt more fiercely than ever, right on the razor's edge between honor and the rule of law. If you found this report insightful, take a moment to reflect on how celebrity culture shapes health trends and why responsible conversation matters. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more in-depth coverage that goes beyond the headlines and keeps you informed as these stories continue to unfold. Share this video, leave your thoughts in the comments section. The courtroom was silent, but the tension was unmistakable. As Prince Harry took his seat, eyes from around the world seemed fixed on every movement, every expression. What was expected to be a routine legal proceeding instead erupted into a dramatic confrontation that has since sent shockwaves through royal watchers, legal experts, and the public alike. At the center of it all were claims that the Duke of Sussex remains deeply conflicted about his royal status, with critics branding his behavior as delusional and out of step with reality. The case unfolded against the backdrop of Prince Harry's long-running legal battle over security arrangements in the United Kingdom. Since stepping back from official royal duties, Harry has argued that he and his family face serious safety risks when visiting Britain and that the removal of his automatic police protection was both unfair and dangerous. The government, however, has maintained that the decision followed established procedures and reflected Harry's changed role within the monarchy. From the outset, the atmosphere inside the courtroom was unusually charged. Observers noted that Prince Harry appeared visibly tense, at times shaking his head as legal arguments were laid out. Sources present described moments when he seemed frustrated, even incredulous, as the court revisited the central question of whether he could still expect the privileges of a working royal after choosing a different path. At the heart of the dispute lies a fundamental disagreement over identity and status. Harry's legal team emphasized his birthright, arguing that his position as the son of a reigning monarch and his continued public profile make him a uniquely vulnerable target. They insisted that security should not be viewed as a perk, but as a necessity tied to lifelong risk. Yet opposing counsel pushed back firmly, stressing that royal protection is granted based on function, not lineage alone. It was during this exchange that tensions reportedly reached a breaking point. According to multiple accounts, Prince Harry reacted strongly when the court reiterated that stepping away from royal duties meant relinquishing certain benefits. Legal analysts later described his reaction as unusually emotional for such proceedings, noting that it may have undermined his case by reinforcing perceptions that he has struggled to accept the consequences of his decision. Critics were quick to weigh in after reports of the hearing emerged. Some commentators described Harry's stance as detached from reality, arguing that he cannot simultaneously reject the constraints of royal life while demanding its protections. The word delusional began circulating widely in media coverage, reflecting a growing narrative that the prince remains caught between two worlds, unwilling to fully let go of the institution he publicly criticized. Supporters, however, see the situation differently. They argue that Harry's concerns stem from genuine fear, rooted in past trauma and ongoing threats. They point to the tragic death of his mother, Princess Diana, as a defining factor in his determination to protect his own family at all costs. From this perspective, his insistence on security is not about status, but about survival. Still, the court appeared focused on procedural facts rather than emotional history. Judges questioned whether Harry had been treated differently from others who stepped back from public roles and whether any legal obligation existed to provide him with taxpayer-funded protection. The government's position remained consistent: decisions were made by a committee, based on risk assessments, and without personal bias. As the hearing progressed, the clash between personal conviction and institutional policy became increasingly apparent. Observers noted that Harry seemed to bristle at references to him as a private individual, despite his continued global visibility. This apparent contradiction has fueled criticism that he wants to redefine what it means to leave the royal fold on his own terms. Outside the courtroom, reaction was swift and polarized. Headlines around the world highlighted the reported showdown, framing it as a symbolic battle between tradition and individual autonomy. Social media erupted with debate, with some users accusing Harry of entitlement, while others accused the establishment of punishing him for speaking out. Royal experts suggested that the case has implications beyond security arrangements. They argue that it underscores unresolved tensions between Prince Harry and the monarchy, tensions that have persisted since his departure and subsequent interviews, documentaries, and memoir. Each legal confrontation, they say, reopens questions about loyalty, duty, and the price of independence. The timing of the case has also raised eyebrows. With the royal family navigating its own challenges, including health concerns and shifting public roles, the spectacle of a prince battling the state in court has added another layer of complexity to an already delicate moment. Some insiders worry that the ongoing dispute risks further damaging the monarchy's image, while others believe it reinforces the idea that no one is above established rules. As proceedings drew to a close, no immediate decision was announced, leaving uncertainty hanging in the air. Prince Harry exited the courtroom without comment, but the impact of the day's events was already clear. The narrative of a prince struggling to reconcile his past with his present had been reinforced, and the debate over his expectations versus reality had intensified. Legal analysts cautioned against reading too much into courtroom demeanor alone, noting that high-stakes cases can provoke strong reactions even from seasoned figures. Nevertheless, they acknowledged that public perception plays a powerful role, especially in cases involving high-profile individuals whose lives unfold under constant scrutiny. For Prince Harry, the outcome of this case could shape not only his future visits to the UK, but also the broader story of his relationship with his homeland. A ruling against him may force a reckoning with the limits of his royal identity, while a ruling in his favor could set a precedent with far-reaching consequences. As the world waits for a verdict, one thing is certain: this courtroom showdown has reignited fundamental questions about what it truly means to step away from royalty. Is it possible to redefine one's role without severing all ties, or must independence come with absolute separation? Prince Harry's legal fight has brought these questions into sharp focus, captivating audiences far beyond the walls of the courtroom.